About Jewish wisdom, whole nations make up legends. And this is not surprising. After all, it is the Jews who are considered the most enterprising and cunning people who can benefit for themselves practically from any situation. No matter how anyone would treat this people, it cannot be denied that Jewish wisdom is used by almost every person on earth. The winged expressions of the children of Israel are not just entertaining phrases, this is a real treasure trove, from which you can endlessly draw knowledge. From this video, you will learn 8 ancient rules of Jewish wisdom, which are passed down from the older generation to the younger. They are suitable for people of any age and social status. Keep your honor and dignity. This is one of the wisest advice that a father can give to his son. No matter what happens, you can't forget about the feeling of your own dignity. You can't cling to those who are stronger, physically or morally. If you are humiliated, exploited and used, this is not normal. Fear the goat in front, the horse in the back, and the fool on all sides. This applies to both friends and bosses and women. No one has the right to manipulate and force. You need to change the circle of communication and the team when anxiety symptoms appear, otherwise everything will only intensify. The self-esteem will be trampled. This proverb is not about pride, but about healthy mutuality and equality in relationships between people. Do not be sweet, otherwise you will be eaten. Do not be bitter, otherwise you will be spat out. The second, learn to love difficulties. It's okay if they laugh at you. Much worse, when they cry over you. This Jewish phrase is adored by Steven Spielberg. Why do Jewish wise men try to put it into young people's heads? Because life is not a carpet track, it is a winding path. You can fall and get up on it. Become an object of envy and ridicule, cause evil and do good. Living people are not safe from anything, and you need to be morally prepared for this. Awkward moments and difficult times make us stronger. A person should live at least for curiosity, Jewish wisdom. And remember that difficulties will always be there, no matter how you live. Learn to love them. Everyone grumbles about something. One is that he has few diamonds, the other is that there is little money in the soup. 3. Love books. Everyone complains about the lack of money, but no one complains about the lack of mind. Love for books. This is what almost all Jews are distinguished by, without exception. They collect their treasures for years and often reread their favorite moments. If your environment has a Jewish friend, then you know for sure that he will not part with his books under any circumstances. Knowledge does not take up much space. If you drop gold and a book, pick up the book first, Jewish wisdom. If your deeds exceed your knowledge, then the knowledge is valuable. If your knowledge is higher than your deeds, then they are useless. 4th, appreciate your work and money earned. With money, it's not as good as without it. Dollars, shekels, euro. This is what any Jew, of any age and social status, and it is not at all that many consider the Israeli people to be immensely greedy and poor. It's just that there is a lot of hard work in the blood of the Jews. Every life achievement is given to them with difficulty. It was so from generation to generation. Therefore, a Jew will not boast of his income, or lower the state to the wind, because in this way he partly loses connection with the ancestors and respect of the whole kind. If a person does not become more, he becomes less. Jewish wisdom. Jews are constantly copying something, saving and investing. Thus, their well-being becomes better and better. Take up arms every month to save at least 10% of your income, and in no case spend this money. You will be surprised how your life will change in a few years of such an economy. If the problem can be solved for money, it is not a problem, it is expenses. Respect old people. There are quite a few proverbs of the Jewish people about the old people. They are in honor and often come to the elderly people for advice, regardless of the situation. In Israel, you can hear that the older a person is, the worse he sees, but more. Age is associated with wisdom and experience, and they are invaluable for the younger generation. However, you should not fully trust the words of the elderly. If you see a wise man talking to a fool, you know that he is talking to two fools. 6th, be careful with women. If you are familiar with some men of Jewish nationality, then you have an idea of how much strong influence women have on them. Men are quite careful in choosing their life partner. After all, According to the Jews, an unsuccessful marriage becomes a trouble for a lifetime, and it is simply unacceptable for this people to get divorced. A bad wife is worse than rain. Rain drives into the house, and the bad wife drives out of it. It is also worth noting that no representative of the male sex will not go under the wreath without the consent of his mother. With this, of course, you can argue, but to some extent this is already a kind of guarantee of a successful choice. Yes, God will save you from bad women, from good ones, save yourself. Jewish wisdom. 7th, do not gossip. It is noteworthy that the Israeli people are extremely negative about gossip and empty talk. The main wisdom that children learn from babies is expressed in the following words. God gave a man 2 ears and 1 mouth so that he would listen more and speak less. Indeed, among the children of Israel, it is customary to pay attention to the interlocutor and remember the said information, but to give it to others, they will be extremely dosed and very rarely. I would also like to add that Jews treat alcohol in different ways, but still, among them, it is almost impossible to find those who abuse strong drinks. The wine came in, the secret came out. Jewish wisdom. And finally, the last one, family values. Children and parents. This topic is not too often discussed in Israel among people. But do not forget that almost the entire life of Jews revolves around family values. Who does not have children, raises them well. This is what mothers say, and try to share as little as possible with their girlfriends stories about their invisible chats. Also, in Israel, this expression is often found. Parents teach children to speak, and children teach them to be silent. It is not so important for the Jews to shove their child into a prestigious educational institution and find money to pay for education, as to put in the heads of children the right life institutions. It's just that you don't have to buy an apartment for a child. You need to teach him to earn money on it. And we're 1. There are 2, 3, 4, and so on. And yes, the Jewish people are very hospitable, but do not forget that some people have no sense of measure at all. With such guests, it is better to avoid visits at all. The guest and the fish in 3 days begin to smell. Jewish wisdom. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel and write your comments. See you soon.